Hi, so this is the second part of our discussion about financial ratios. Let's talk about now, uh, let's talk about long-term financial ratios that measure long-term financial position, stability, and leverage. So the first is debt ratio. Ang formula po niyan is total liabilities divided by total assets. So it is a rough estimate kung gaano kalaki kung gaano kalaki ang utang ng isang business, kung ilang percent ng kanyang asset ang nakalaan para sa pambayad ng mga utang. Next is equity ratio, total equity divided by total assets. So ito naman sinusukat ilang percent ng assets ang pagmamay-ari ng stockholders or ng owners. Fixed assets to long-term liabilities. So sinusukat po nito kung sapat ba yung fixed assets para ipambayad sa long-term liabilities. Kasi po, normally po sa business, pag bibili ka ng fixed assets at mangungutang ka, yung utang mo long-term din. So that's the logic kung bakit mamatch dito sa ratio na to yung fixed assets at long-term liabilities. No? So again, this is a rough estimate kung gaano kasapat yung fixed assets ng business para ipangbayad ng long-term liabilities. Fixed assets to total equity, sinusukat po nito gaano kalaki ng contribution from the owners ang nakatie up sa fixed assets. Fixed assets to total assets, sinusukat naman po nito ilang percent ng total assets ang nakatie up sa fixed assets. So, ang formula nito is fixed assets divided by total assets. Book value per ordinary share. Ito po, napaka-importante po nitong ratio na ito. So, ang formula po niya is ordinary shareholders' equity divided by number of outstanding ordinary shares. So, anong sinusukat po nito? So, sinusukat po nito is magkano yung mare-recover bawat ordinary share kung magbebenta or kung mababankrupt ang isang business on a particular day. Okay? So, yun po yung sinusukat ng book value per ordinary share. Uulitin kong sinusukat niya, magkano ang mare-recover ng bawat ordinary share kung on this specific day, ora mismo ay mababankrupt ang isang company. Times interest earned, sinusukat po nito kung sapat ba ang kinikita ng isang company para ipambayad ng kanyang interest. Kasi napaka-importante po niyan dahil kailangan pong makabayad ng interest ang isang company to avoid bankruptcy. No? So, ang formula po niyan is net income before interest and taxes divided by annual interest charges. Next is times preferred dividend requirement earned. Formula, net income after taxes divided by preferred dividends requirement. So, ang sinusukat po naman ito is sapat ba yung kinikita ng isang company, ng isang corporation para isatisfy yung dividend demand ng mga may hawak ng preference shares. Next is times fixed charges earned. Ang formula niya is net income before taxes and the fixed charges divided by fixed charges. So, ang sinusukat naman po nito is kung sapat ang kinikita ng isang business para bayaran yung kanyang mga fixed costs and expenses. The next section that we will discuss is profitability ratios. Let's start with gross profit margin. So, ang formula po niyan is gross profit divided by net sales. So, sinusukat po nito kung gaano kalaki ang gross profit doon sa net sales. No? Net sales kasi ang base nito. No? So, first year pa lang, alam nyo na yung gross profit margin. We also have operating profit margin. So, sinusukat naman nito kung gaano kalaki as a percentage ng net sales yung operating profit at kung ito ba ay sapat. Next is net profit margin. Formula is net profit divided by net sales. So, sinusukat naman ito in terms of percentage of net sales kung gaano kalaki ang kinikitang net profit ng isang business. Cash flow margin, ang formula po nito is cash flow from operating activities divided by net sales. So, ito po, ang sinusukat dito is yung abilidad ng isang company na i-translate yung net sales into usable cash. Kasi alam naman po natin na yung net sales, hindi naman po yan lahat cash kasi meron yung mga credit sales. No? So, yung cash flow margin answers the question if the company can convert its reported net sales to actual cash. Return on assets, ito napaka-common nitong gamitin, no, na financial ratio. The formula is net profit divided by average total assets. So ang sinusukat po nito is ilang percent ng investment sa assets ang na-generate as income or return at kung ito ba ay sapat sa demands ng mga investors. Return on equity, formula is net income divided by average ordinary equity. So, sinusukat naman po nito is ilang percent ang kinikita ng mga shareholders based dun sa kanilang investment, yung shareholders equity. Next profitability ratio is earnings per share. This is also very important, no? Yung earnings per share. So, ang formula po niyan is net income less preference dividends requirement divided by average ordinary shares outstanding. Yung po numerator nito, pwede mo ring sabihin na net income attributable to ordinary shares. So, sinusukat po nito is magkano ang kinikita ng bawat ordinary share. No, so per year. Per year po ito kino-compute. And as a matter of fact, yung earnings per share po ay isa sa mga required na disclosure sa financial statements. Ano? So, ganyan po kahalaga yung earnings per share. Next is price-earnings ratio with the formula of market value per share of ordinary share divided by earnings per share. So, sinusukat po nito yung, sabihin natin, yung relationship or yung, sabihin natin, para bang, yung bang market price as quoted in the stock market ng isang company ay akma ba dun sa nire-report niyang earnings per share. Ano? So, yan po yung sinusukat niya, yung relationship at yung pagiging match, no, nung price sa market ng isang company sa nire-report niyang earnings per share. Dividend payout, ang formula po nito is dividend per share divided by earnings per share. So, sinusukat po nito kung gaano ka-generous ang isang company sa pagbibigay ng dividend sa mga stockholders. Dividend yield, that's annual dividends per share divided by market value per share. So, sinusukat po nito is ilang percent ng market value ng isang share ang nare-recover ng mga stockholders as dividends. Dividends per share, so ang formula po nito is dividends paid or declared divided by ordinary shares outstanding. So, ang sinusukat po nito is, as the name goes, no, how much dividend does each ordinary share earn? Continuing the profitability ratios, we also have rate of return on average current assets. So, ang formula is net income divided by average current asset. So, sinusukat po nito kung ilang percent ilang percent ang kinikita ng isang company based on their investment in current asset. And lastly is rate of return per turnover of current asset. So ang sinusukat po naman nito is gaano ka-efficient yung isang company, no? Magkano yung kinikita niya sa bawat turnover ng current asset. Ibig sabihin, sa bawat paggamit niya ng isang batch ng amount ng current asset, magkano yung kinikita niya. This ends my discussion or the second part of my discussion. Meron pa po itong kasunod. I think that will be the last installment. So you can now proceed to that part. No? So thank you.